it's locked down, you're very bored, so try something new. Let's make aloo paratha in Pulpy Tamarind channel. So to make aloo paratha, we need two ingredients. One is the dough and the other is the filling, which is made of potatoes, that is aloo. For the dough, we'll take 4 to 5 cups of wheat flour and we'll add 1/4 teaspoon of salt to it and 2 to 3 teaspoons of oil, any oil that you use, and water. It may take up to 2 cups depending on the type of wheat flour that you're using. So we need to add water little by little to knead the dough. So first we will mix the oil, salt and the wheat flour, and after that we'll add the water little by little and try to bring the flour together and into a dough, and we'll knead it properly for 5 to 10 minutes with the help of our palms and our fingers. And once it's done, we will cover and keep it aside for some time to rest, and then we'll start making small balls from the dough and start making the parathas. So we have mixed all the flour, wheat flour, salt and the oil together now, and we are now mixing little by little water and trying to make a dough. So how much of water is required? You need to, as much water is required into a dough. The dough should be soft and pliable, and it shouldn't be very stiff, nor should it be very loose. So it should be pliable. That's the word we are looking for. And once we have formed the dough, we need to really knead it for 10 minutes so that it softens and the gluten starts forming. And we need to apply a bit of oil so that it doesn't dry up and all the flour comes. So all the flour in the container as well as in your hands comes off clean, and you have a clean dough. So we need to knead for 10 minutes and then let it rest. Once it's rested, we'll again knead the dough and then start making even sized balls for as many parathas as we want. And for the filling, we'll boil 5 medium sized potatoes. So we need to peel and mash the potatoes, and we need onions, green chilies and coriander leaves cut finely. So to make the filling, we'll take a kadai, heat it on medium gas and add oil, and once the oil is hot, we'll add the green chilies and saute it for some time. Add the finely cut onions and then the coriander leaves, and we'll keep sauteing it till the onions are soft. Once you have done with the onions, add the mashed potatoes. So add the potatoes, mix it well with onions, green chilies and coriander leaves. So now we'll add turmeric powder 1/4 teaspoon and red chili powder 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons as per the spice level requirement, coriander powder 1 teaspoon, salt 1 teaspoon, dry mango powder 1 teaspoon. Mix it all well. Add asafoetida powder 1/2 teaspoon to the same. Mix it well till the stuffing is ready. Take one of the balls and try to make a flat disc of that, and keep the filling into it and close it like how you will do for a dumpling or a momo, and dust it in the flour. So we will gently roll the disc evenly and make it into a bigger circle as much as you can without the fillings coming out, and then toast it on a hot tawa on both the sides till brown spots appear, and then apply oil or clarified butter lavishly and toast it on both the sides and then serve. So for that we need a tawa on the gas. So now you can see that the tawa is an iron skillet or iron tawa which is on high, and we are toasting the parathas just to be rolled out. And once the the paratha gets brown spots on both the sides, we'll apply oil or clarified butter, but lavishly, because that gives you the taste, and cook it on both the sides. You can keep flipping and cooking on both the sides till it's golden brown and tasty. So now we'll see how the second paratha is made. So we have a small dough ball which we'll try to shape and dust it in the flour and try to flatten it out into a small disc first, and try to roll it into a bit bigger disc first. This has become a bigger disc, a very big disc actually. It should not be this big, it should be smaller. And we have kept the fillings also into small balls. So one of the balls will be kept inside, and take all the sides together like a string purse and try to bring it together. If you have excess flour, remove it, and if you think the other side is thinner, you can apply it there so that it safeguards that side, and then dust it in the flour and try to roll gently into a bigger disc, as big as is possible without the fillings coming out. So we need to gently roll it so that the disc expands but the filling should not come out. So that's very important. The filling should not spill out, it should not tear. We need to be gentle about it, and we need to keep the skillet on the low flame when we are not cooking on it, and once the paratha is made we can keep it on high flame. So now the skillet is on high flame and we are toasting the paratha on both the sides for a few seconds till we get the brown spots, and then we'll apply oil or clarified butter to both the sides till both the sides are golden brown and toasted and tasty looking, and then once it's cooked we'll remove it and serve. So now we're going to make the third paratha. So I'm dusting a bit of flour so that the disc doesn't stick to it, also onto the rolling pin. And since we already made balls out of the flour, that is out of the dough, and also we made balls of the filling, so we just need to make a small disc of this ball, expand it a bit so that we can keep a filling ball inside it, and try to bring the outer edges together like a string purse, and together we'll try to make it like a money bag, and try to, if it's we don't have much of the dough, we'll just try to push it inside. If you have more dough than is required, we'll pull it out, and either we can add it back to the dough or we can add it to the other side of the ball if that side is a bit weak. So this is what we're going to do, pull the edges together like a money bag, and since here there doesn't seem to be much of the dough left, we'll just try to push it inside, twist it and push it inside so that it stays there, and then try to dust it in flour and roll it as gently as possible into a bigger disc. So as long as the filling doesn't come out and the disc expands, everything is good and fine. And we need to keep the tawa on high when we are going to toast the paratha on that, otherwise it should be low. So that has to be managed. Whenever we are going to toast a paratha, the gas should be on the high, and when we are rolling out and it's not used, it should be on the low. This is something which you must remember. Only then the paratha will come out very well done and soft, otherwise it will become hard and crisp. This is very important for you to remember. So now we expanded the paratha, we need to toast it now. So it's back on high, the skillet, and we are toasting the paratha on that. And once the brown spots appears, we are applying clarified butter or oil to both the sides and toasting it. So we are waiting for the brown spots to appear on both the sides, and we are applying oil or clarified butter and toasting it till it's golden brown, and it will be very tasty because it's got potatoes and wheat flour. What else do you want? So yummy aloo paratha is ready. So I tried to make aloo parathas 4 different times and post it, but it just didn't happen. So I have 4 different photos of 4 different aloo parathas made at 4 different times here. So each one will be different. I'm just putting it all together and posting this video. Aloo parathas are best served with fresh cream, butter or curd. Also, you can serve it with chutneys and pickles. The best would be any day fresh cream. So in lockdown, just try making this. If you like my video, please subscribe, share, like and comment and press the bell icon for notifications, and thank you for watching Pulpy Tamarind channel.